Hello friends, a very warm welcome and wish you a very happy Deepavali. On this auspicious day, we all know Lord Rama had a victory on evil. But memory also plays a very small role in this, of 14 years of exile for Lord Rama. Mantra placed a false memory in Kaikai that she was supposed to do like this and send Lord Rama for 14 years of exile so that Bharata can become the king after Dashrath. So this was the small narrative which was used for the false memory in Kaikai. If you're still new to my channel and you're not subscribed, please go down there, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon also so that you can get the notification of all the new videos. Now we all know in our last podcast we saw that we have billions of neurons in our brain. These neurons receive and transmit electrochemical signals so that the memory or the thing information can pass from one place to other. Neurons communicate with each other in response to the stimuli that your senses receive, and memories are built down as connections are reinforced by repetition. According to the study, it proves that brain has the ability to tune to different wavelength like gamma wavelength, the same way we tune the radios or the radio signals which we tune. The more you learn, the more is the memory which forms in our brain. The more connections are getting created in our brain. These connections are fluid in nature and it keeps changing and develop every time. Now, according to the study, also it says that a child has a great ability to learn its native language faster up till the age of 5. Now, after that, what happens is it becomes progressively challenging for that kid to learn few things. The reason because the brain is getting developed and it is becoming complex in nature. Now we all know that to form any kind of memory we need attention, right? To form attention is what we need to have, that so that we can create some memories in the brain. But have you thought that to retrieve that memory, we don't need attention. We need a conscious or the involuntary effort so that the memory retrieval can happen. The stronger the network of associations, the easier will be your recall. Even if you have to approach a memory from an oblique angle, this is called a memory priming technique, which involves brainstorming your memory for everything you know on a subject to supply the answer that eludes you. Another way of categorizing the long-term memory is the distinction between declarative and non-declarative, or also called as procedural memory. Declarative memory is the information we consciously store, such as facts and events, and we tend to describe and think about them using words. Non-declarative or procedural memory involves actions, often but not exclusively physical, that we perform without having any conscious awareness of how we learned them or any need to consciously recall them. These includes some things like walking, talking, riding a bicycle or taking a shower, catching a ball. The reflexes what we perform is also a non-declarative memory. The long-term memories automatically snap into action whenever we need them. So these are the non-declarative or procedural memories. Now let's demystify the 12 myths which has formed across memory. The first one, people with amnesia forget who they are. Now there are two types of amnesia. One is anterograde and another one is retrograde. Anterograde is difficulty in forming the memory. And the retrograde is people tend to forget their past. Now many a times anterograde is the most common amnesia which can happen with people, and the retrograde is the most rarest form of amnesia. But in movies you might find the retrograde amnesia as most common, and because it also suits the plot of the movie, so it is being used widely in the movies. The second myth is memory is like a physical thing. Now let me tell you one thing, memory is not a physical thing. It's a very complex structure. It is a form of packet of cells which are being stored in the brain. It is like a matrix forming in the brain. So this is definitely not a thing for any of us to remember that memory is like a thing which can be taken out from the brain and can be used. So that's another myth. Third one, some people remember, they say that how they were born, they remember everything, the childbirth. Now this is very unlikely to happen, and people definitely cannot remember things because hippocampus is one thing which will never remember the long-term memories, and it is not very developed in nature. When a child is newborn is born, nobody can remember how they were born. So this is definitely a myth, and it's not possible at all. The fourth myth is hypnosis can help crime witnesses to recall the memory and it can be more accurate. Now many a times it is actually the other way around. Hypnosis can actually help them making a false memory in the witnesses, so that the entire scene how they perceived can be replaced with a different scene. So that is actually not possible, and it is definitely not going to be helpful in any kind of form for the crime witnesses. The fifth one, we say that as you grow older, your memory becomes poor. Now, if I tell you that it's like a computer system. Now the computer system is getting older. What happens with the computer system is it gets slower in nature. Now when we are growing older, if we are not healthy, if the person is not healthy, the system would work a little slower, but it won't become poor. And also, if a older person is healthy enough, it won't affect their brain and they will be definitely not having any kind of problems with the memory. They will have a good memory as well. Now the sixth myth is stronger memory is like a symbol of intelligence. Now let me tell you one thing, stronger memory can be built because memory is like a technique. You can learn with a little bit of procedure and a good amount of effort. If you put on the process of learning with mnemonics and all these things, you can actually make a higher IQ person see down in place of you. So you can actually fight a higher IQ person as well if you use these techniques to learn how to build a stronger memory skills. So you can learn memory skills as well. Myth 7 is forgetting occurs gradually. Now this is actually something like it is not gradual. Many of the things what happens in our life, we do not pay attention during that time, and those memories are actually lost during that time itself. We do not remember what exactly happened during that moment. If there is something, a very important thing was happening in our life and we were not paying attention, we do not remember what exactly happened in our life. And when we try to recall it, we have a very hasty image of that entire recall. So this is definitely not possible. Myth 8 is confident recollections are always accurate. Now this is definitely not possible because there was a study which was done on some of the students by Harvard, Now they say that there were some students, they shown the older albums of the students, and they were given some kind of instructions to them. Post that, they gave some kind of unrelated text to make them distract. They made them read those texts, and what exactly happened after that, they asked some of the questions about that photos, albums, what they shown. The answers were completely wrong, and it was temporarily distorted, and also you can say it was not related to it. So it is actually that confidence and having confidence and giving confidently recollection of the memory is definitely not possible all the time. Ninth myth is developing memory skills is easy. People think that memory skills can be developed very easily. Now let me tell you, memory skill is not a very easy technique. You need to put a process, and it takes a lot of time for remembering things. Mnemonics is one of the techniques which you can use and improve your memory skills. There are various types of techniques, a process which takes to develop your memory skills stronger, so that you can actually remember many things over a period of time. You can develop with process and continuous. Your practice is also required for it. 10th myth is memory is like a video recording device. Now let me tell you that memory is definitely not a video recording device, because many a times whatever we record in our memories are lost by the time, and it's definitely not like a video recording. Whatever we see and whatever we keep in our memory need to have a strong connection so that it gets stored in our memory. If we are not paying attention, if the memory is not strong and it's not been connected very strongly with some kind of things, we will not have any kind of retrieval in our memory. So it's definitely not like a video record. 11th myth is memory is mostly visual. Now this is definitely not true. The reason because our memories, whatever we form, is based on all the 5 senses what we use. All these 5 senses are related, or you can say connected with each and every memory, so that it gets stored in our brain as a packet of cell in the spaces. So all these things get stored as a memory connected with some kind of association with that particular senses. So all the 5 senses are used. It's definitely just not visual. The 12th myth is taking photographs aids memory. Now this is something which is completely the vice versa. The reason because if you're taking a photograph, you're telling your brain that you're taking the photograph and you are saving that photograph in phone or the camera's memory card, but not in your memory. What happens is you're losing the attention and you're not observing the reality, what is happening in the moment. You lose the observation of the moment. So that is when what happens is when you store it in photograph, you're automatically telling your brain that you're storing it in some place, you can see it later, and then you're not forming any kind of memory. So it doesn't help aiding any kind of memory. Many a times it might also happen that when you see some photographs, you will say that, oh, I did not see this. Oh, I did not see that person. Oh, I just not recognized what happened that time. So these are some of the things which happens during our memories and memories forming moments. Thank you for watching me, and if you have liked my video, please do a like button, and if you do not like the video, please do dislike so that I can learn and better my video content. And also, if you are still new to my channel, please go down there, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you can get notification of new videos all the time. And I would request you to please comment in the comment box so that I can learn, understand that what is that new thing which you want to learn and understand from me, from my podcasts. And until then, please be safe. Have a great Deepavali. Bye bye. Much love.